In the modern data platforms, storing data is no longer the hardest problem. The real challenge is governing data, controlling who can access it, tracking how it is used, and understanding where it flows. In an era where AI and LLMs are hungry for your data, not knowing who has access, how they are using it, or where that data actually coming from isn't just a technical oversight. It can be an ethical or a legal issue. One compliance slip can cost your company a fortune. And that's exactly where Unity Catalog comes in. Welcome to my channel, That Databricks Guy. And today we are starting with the complete Unity Catalog playlist. In this first video, let us understand what exactly Unity Catalog is and why do we need it today more than ever. One piece of disclaimer that this video is going to be theory heavy and demo light, but I assure you that you will understand Unity Catalog like never before. So stay with me. Now, by official definition, Unity Catalog in Databricks is a centralized governance layer that provides fine-grained access control, auditing, and data lineage across all the data and AI assets, table, view, file, model in the Databricks account. But what does this actually mean? Now, this definition broadly has 5 things: catalog, governance, fine-grained access control, auditing, and lineage. And in order to understand Unity Catalog, we need to understand these 5 things to get complete and in-depth understanding. So first is catalog. Now, catalog is just an English word which simply means collection of descriptive information about items. For example, a library holds information about when a book came, who is the author, who borrowed it, when was it taken last time, etc. So similarly, Unity Catalog is centralized catalog, and it's a single source of truth for all the data assets in an organization. Unity Catalog holds information like what data exists, where it lives, what it represents, who can access it, etc. Catalogs in the data world evolved from the file system age, where data was just folders and files on HDFS, S3, or ADLS. There was no central metadata, no governance, but only file and folder paths. From this file system, we moved to the Hive Metastore, where the industry introduced the Hive Metastore, which made things structured and allowed us to assign names to data path, store metadata, query data using SQL-like commands. But the problem was, it was tied to a single cluster or workspace. And to share data with other teams, the metadata has to be recreated in each workspace, which led to duplication of data, duplicated definitions, and inconsistent governance. And as companies grew, they had many different workspaces. Each had its own Hive Metastore. It was a synchronization nightmare. So today, we are in the Unity Catalog age, where Databricks realized the catalog shouldn't live inside the workspace. It should live above it. UC was invented to be a single, central source of truth of all the data assets for entire company. Regardless of how many workspaces you have, it supports governance, compliance, and quality. Now, having said that, let us move to the second part of this definition, that is governance. When we talk about data governance, we are not talking about tools or permissions first. Governance simply means control, visibility, and accountability over data. Understand it like just a fancy word for who can do what, when, and how. It's the rule of house. Governance answers questions like who can access this data, who owns it, is the sensitive data protected, can I explain data access if someone audits me, etc. In early data systems, governance was simple because data lived in one database and one team owned it. But today, the data is shared across teams, workspaces, pipelines, dashboards, and even AI models. And without governance, data access becomes inconsistent. Sensitive data gets overexposed, and data silos can happen. And Unity Catalog exists to centralize governance. So these rules are defined once and applied everywhere. To understand how data governance is actually implemented, we need to look at the remaining 3 points of the definition: fine-grained access control, auditing, and lineage. And to understand these three better, we need to quickly look at Unity Catalog hierarchy. As you can see in the diagram, at the top we have Metastore. Think of it as a central container that holds all metadata for Databricks account. We create different Unity Catalog metastores only when we need strong isolation across environments, regions, or security boundaries. For example, different regions or different country can have different data compliance policies. So, we create separate metastores for them. Now, inside a metastore, we create catalogs. So, catalog groups related data assets together. For example, data related to sales or finance or different environments like dev or prod, making it easier to discover, govern, and manage them consistently. Now, each catalog contains schemas which help locally organize data further. For example, bronze, silver, and gold data layer, which we will see in depth in medallion architecture video. And finally, inside schemas, we have actual data and AI assets like table, views, functions, volumes, and even models. This hierarchy is important because governance in Databricks is applied from top to bottom. And this structure is what enables fine-grained access control, lineage, and auditing. Now that we understand this hierarchy, let's see what fine-grained access control actually is. Traditional systems usually stop at table level access. Either you can read the entire table or nothing. But in real world data assets, that's not enough. For example, a sales table contains various columns like order, customer name, customer phone number, etc. And suppose an analyst need revenue data, but customer personal information must be restricted. And this can be done using fine-grained access control. How? So as the name suggests, it is fine-grained access, which means permissions can be given at different levels like catalog, schema, table, column, or even at a row level. We can give and restrict the permissions. And this allows multiple teams to safely use the same data without duplicating data or building separate pipelines. And Unity Catalog enforce this access at query time. Now, auditing, what does this mean? So, auditing means the ability to answer who accessed the data, when did they access it, what exactly did they access, etc. Auditing is critical for security investigation, compliance requirement, internal accountability. If a sensitive table is queried unexpectedly, you should be able to trace the access. Unity Catalog enables auditing at governance layer. So data access is traceable across the workspace, not just inside a single notebook or job. And the last keyword is data lineage. So as the name suggests, it tells you the lineage of any data. That means where does data come from, how this data is being transformed, and where it is being consumed. For example, if you are using a dashboard, then it tells which table feeds the dashboard. If a column is changed in the data, then it tells which downstream jobs can be affected. And it can also tell which models are trained on some upstream data. In the modern data platforms, manual documentation of lineage is not possible because data is being used at many places. And Unity Catalog captures lineage automatically based on actual query execution. So lineage reflects reality, not just assumptions. And this becomes extremely important as pipelines and dependencies grow. Now that we have covered what is Unity Catalog and why is it needed, let us take a quick tour of what Unity Catalog looks like in Databricks Free Edition. I'm at the homepage of Databricks Free Edition. And first, let us head over to Catalog Explorer in the search bar. One of the best thing about the free edition is that this provides the full Unity Catalog UI. You are seeing exactly what someone would see in the paid edition. But because this is a managed sandbox, you don't have access to account console. And this means you cannot create a new metastore or link your own cloud storage bucket like S3 or ADLS, as that requires a security trust with the cloud provider. But for a data or AI engineer, this is still enough, as in most cases, we get the setup done by a platform or cloud administrator. We have seen Unity Catalog hierarchy in theory. Let us now see how it looks here. So at the very top level, we have Metastore. So the Metastore that is provided by Databricks Free Edition can be seen here. If we click here, we can see Metastore ID, region, and other details of it, including permissions and all. This is pre-configured and managed by Databricks for us. We cannot change it, but we can certainly use it. And just a trivia that US East 2 is in Ohio. In most of the cases of free edition, this is the location that is provided. Now, inside a Metastore, we have our catalogs. By default, Databricks provide us with a catalog inside the Metastore, which is often named as main or workspace. So to see the details of this catalog, we can just, if we are in Catalog Explorer, we can just click on the catalog name and you will be able to see the overview, details, permissions, policy and workspaces of that particular catalog. Now inside that catalog, there is a schema or database, and by default Databricks provide us with a default schema. Again, if we are in the Catalog Explorer, we can see the details of this default schema. Now comes the main thing. Inside the schema, we have real data assets like tables and volumes. Now to see the details of volume, again, in the Catalog Explorer, we can see whatever volumes that we have and what data does it contain. We can see the details of files. But what exactly is volume? A volume is a logical entity in Unity Catalog, representing a directory that contains files. They provide a familiar interface for managing any kind of data, be it structured or unstructured or semi-structured. Now, the actual thing that we have learned from the Unity Catalog definition, that is governance, lineage, fine-grained access control, all those can be seen inside this data asset, which is a table. So I'm selecting a table and let's see the details of it. It tells all the details of this table. This is a managed table. And since it's a delta table, you see the delta properties here of this table. You can also see the permissions. It currently has a select permission. We can grant or revoke the permission if needed from here. This is all what I'm showing you is from UI. We can also do these things from the notebook using queries, which we will see. So permissions, policies, history. To see the history, we need to select the compute. So I'm just starting the SQL warehouse compute. And all these things where this table is used can be seen in the lineage. It shows it like this: downstream, upstream, where it is coming in the employees, where it is used in the downstream in employees P table, and all of these, the insights of this, the quality of data, it can be enabled. Okay. So in the history, this is, by the way, the same history which we see in the delta tables, like in the describe history command. So it will show that history here. So you see all the operations that have been performed on the table is shown in the history command. So this is how we see all the details of a particular data assets. And this is how a data asset is governed. This is how the UI works. But we can do the similar things in the Databricks notebook as well. So let us see with this select current metastore command, we can see which metastore are we in. We can see the list of catalogs that we have. Okay, these are the default catalogs that are provided by Databricks. Then we can also see the details of that particular catalog using this describe catalog extended command. So you see all the details which we have seen in the UI are also being shown here. Okay, and the metastore information is also shown here. Similarly, we can describe the schema, the details of the schema here. So these are all the things that can be done in the Unity catalog. In the free edition, we have the power to create our own catalogs, schema, and manage the permission exactly how we want. We can do all of these using UI or running SQL queries directly in a notebook. So I hope this overview gave you a clear picture of how Unity Catalog brings order to the data chaos. In the next video, we are getting our hands dirty. We will be creating our own catalog schema from scratch and see the 3-level namespace in action. If this video helped you understand the world of Unity Catalog, hit that like button and share it. And do not forget to subscribe so you don't miss the hands-on demo in the next one. See you in the next video. Until then, let's build something intelligent.